Okay, so good morning all. Today we will do some questions related to alcohol, phenol and ether. Our first question is phenol can be obtained by dash of sodium phenoxide. Students, here we want to prepare phenol again from sodium phenoxide. So how can we prepare? By acidification, by oxidation, by sulfonation or by hydrolysis. So which one will be the correct option for this? A. A will be the correct option. Why? Because which process we have followed for preparation of the phenol from phenoxide? That is the Dawes process. In Dawes process, what we are taking? We were taking chlorobenzene. Then we were doing reaction with NaOH at high temperature, around 623 to 653 Kelvin temperature and 300 atmospheric pressure. So what was taking place there? There formation of sodium phenoxide was taking place. After that, we were doing acidification, means we were adding HCl. So it will replace the sodium ion and finally we get phenol. So here only this is asked to us, from phenoxide ion to phenol. So we can prepare phenol from acidification because here we are adding acid. It is clear to you or not? So option first is the correct option for this question. Now let's see the question number 2. Here question number 2 is cumene hydroperoxide on hydrolysis with dilute sulfuric acid gives. Means if we have cumene hydroperoxide, then we will do hydrolysis of that. So hydrolysis of that in presence of dilute sulfuric acid. So what product we will get? Alcohol and phenol, it is right or not? Not. Okay. Then only phenol? No. Phenol and acetone. Yes, this one is the right option. What was the cumene? What was the formula of cumene? Isopropyl benzene. That is the cumene. That is cumene. What we were doing? First of all, we were doing the reaction with the oxygen. So here peroxide effect was taking place. Here peroxide effect, free radical mechanism was take place. So here what will happen? Here homolytic fission will also take place here. So what will happen? This molecule will be set here. So we can get like this. So this is the cumene hydroperoxide. This is the cumene hydroperoxide. This is the formula for cumene hydroperoxide. So when we will do hydrolysis in presence of dilute H2SO4, then from here we will get phenol plus acetone. We have already discussed this reaction in class. So here option C will be the right option for this question. Here our next question is, how is carbolic acid prepared from benzene diazonium chloride? Students, what is the formula of carbolic acid? You know, carbolic acid means phenol. Carbolic acid is other name of the phenol. Okay. So, how it is prepared from benzene diazonium chloride? Treating it with nitrous acid, preparing an aqueous solution and warming it, treating it with sodium hydroxide, or freezing it. So, which one is the right option here? C. We are going to prepare by benzene diazonium chloride, students. What is the benzene diazonium chloride? This one is the formula for benzene diazonium chloride. So, if we warm it in presence of water, in presence of water means this is the aqueous solution. Solution is water is known as the aqueous solution. This reaction you have already studied in your classroom. So student, here we can prepare phenol by warming the aqueous solution of benzene diazonium chloride. So here option B will be the right option for this question. Our next question is, which of the following isomeric alcohol is the most soluble in water? Here we have N-butyl alcohol, isobutyl alcohol, secondary butyl alcohol and tertiary butyl alcohol. Student, which one will be the right option here? Here you know very well, if we will draw structure for all the isomers, so what will happen? Like if I draw the structure of tertiary butyl alcohol, so here you will see the surface area. You will see the surface area, in which surface area decreases, that can dissolve fast, then can dissolve fast. And you know very well, if branching take place, then surface area will goes to decrease. So here surface area in case of the tertiary alcohol is minimum as compared to other isomers given to us. So here because surface it is more branched, so here surface area will be minimum. Surface area is minimum. So it can dissolve in water easily. So students, here you will see the, for example, if I talk about N-butyl alcohol, so in case of N-butyl alcohol, it is straight molecule, no branching is here. So here surface area is high. Due to greater surface area, its solubility will be less. Okay, so solubility is inversely proportional to the surface area. Clear or not? So here D will be the right option. Yes, beta? Secondary butyl alcohol, beta. secondary butyl. B, isobutyl alcohol. This should not be isobutyl. Here should be isopropyl beta. Here should be isopropyl. Okay, it is misprint. Okay, here should be isopropyl. Then our next question is, what is the correct order of the boiling point of alcohol having the same number of the carbon atoms? If number of carbon atoms are same, then what will be the order for the boiling point? Primary, secondary, tertiary. Then second option, tertiary has maximum. Then tertiary has maximum. Then, so which one will be the right option here? Boiling point is directly proportional to the molecular mass. And directly proportional to the surface area. But boiling point is inversely proportional to the branching. So students, here in which case more branching will be there? In case of tertiary. So if branching increases, then boiling point goes to decrease. So here in case of primary, branching will be minimum. So because branching is minimum, so surface area will be maximum. Because it is given to us that all have the same number of carbon atoms. All have the same number of carbon atoms. So we cannot go at this concept, at the concept of molecular mass. So because it will be the comparative, okay. So we can go either at the concept of surface area and branching. So in case of tertiary, branching will be maximum, means surface area will be minimum. If branching is maximum, then boiling point will be the minimum, okay. So here we will go to the option number first. Here for primary boiling point will be maximum and for tertiary boiling point will be minimum. So option A will be the right option for this question. Our next question is the 4 compounds, okay. Here 4 compounds A, B, C and D having similar molecular mass. All of these have similar molecular mass. Were tested for their boiling points. We have to test for their boiling points. It was found that compound C has the highest boiling point of all 4. Means it is found that here compound C has highest boiling point. Highest boiling point. What is the compound C most likely to be? So what may be the compound C here? This is the question beta. Here 4 compounds A, B, C, D are given to us and they have similar molecular mass. Their boiling points also tested. So what will happen? Here this C has highest boiling point. So what may be this C? It may be hydrocarbon, haloalkane, alcohol and ether. It may be the alcohol because we have already discussed alcohol molecules, they show intermolecular hydrogen bonding because intermolecular hydrogen bonding form in between them. So due to formation of hydrogen bonding, they have more boiling point, okay. So here C compound may be an alcohol. Clear to you or not? Then move to the question number 7. Here question number 7 is, which substance from the following is a reducing agent? Students, here some reagents are given to us. So which one is the reducing agent here? Potassium permanganate. It is reducing agent. Potassium permanganate, KMnO4. No, it is strong oxidizing agent. It is strong oxidizing agent. Because here manganese already present in its highest oxidation state. It cannot further increase. So potassium permanganate is the strong oxidizing agent. Then lithium aluminium hydride. Yes, lithium aluminium hydride is the strong reducing agent. Lithium aluminium hydride, it is the strong reducing agent. Okay, so here this option will be the right option. Clear to you or not? Our next question is, what will be formed after oxidation reaction of, this is secondary beta, of secondary alcohol with chromic acid? Students, we have secondary alcohol. We have secondary alcohol. If we want to do oxidation of this in presence of the chromic acid, means CrO3. So what will be the product here? Tell me. Aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid and ester. From oxidation means removal of the hydrogen or addition of oxygen. So here we have hydrogen, so we can remove them. After removal of the hydrogen, we will get this type of the product, and this is ketone, acetone. Okay, so it is ketone. So what will we get? We will get ketone as product. Okay, now students, our last question for today, in which form the following intermolecular hydrogen bond is not present? Here some pairs are given to us in which hydrogen bonding is not present. Between alcohol and alcohol, hydrogen bonding is present or not? Yes, it is present. If we have one molecule of alcohol and other molecule of alcohol, then they form hydrogen bonding between them. Alcohol and water, they also form hydrogen bonding. If I take hydrogen here, so then this is water and this one is alcohol. They also form hydrogen bonds between them. Ether and ether. Ether and ether. If we have two molecules of ether, ether is less polar. Here negative charge will attain on the oxygen and positive charge will attain on the carbon. Then negative on this oxygen and positive on this. So here only dipole-dipole interaction take place. Only dipole-dipole interaction take place. No hydrogen bond forms. So ether and water, ether and water. They can also form hydrogen bonding. But option C, ether and ether do not form hydrogen bonding. So option C will be the right option for these questions. Okay students, so today we have discussed some questions related to alcohol, phenol and ether. I hope all questions are clear to you. So thank you. Have a nice day.